Have you ever noticed that the designers of these audio production plugins and amp sim designers or the endorsers of these products are doing their in-the-box demonstrations while literally surrounded by high-end hardware-based gear? They claim that these plugins are just as good, or if not better, than the real thing, and yet they still use hardware-based plugins on their big albums that they are paid to produce. What does that tell you? It's because what they're selling you is crap. It's the same with these big metal guitarists with their own amp suites. I guarantee you that they don't use plugins for recording their own albums. They might track with them, but they're not using them on their own albums. They're using real amps. You just have to look at their home studios, and they're surrounded by high-gain tube amps. They aren't there for just show or live situations. They're using them for reamping. They know that real amps are superior and that plugins are just a cheap knockoff, so why would they use that? When you go on YouTube and browse around for these shootouts of hardware-based gear versus software plugins, they aren't being genuine with you at all. They're not being honest in the slightest. They're trying to sell you software because they've been paid to promote it, and at very least, not say anything negative about it. So they're not giving you a critical analysis at all. It's completely a bought and paid for promotion. So who knows if they're actually even using the plugins in the first place. They could just be using their own particular hardware or enhancing it like crazy and not giving you an honest review or a critical analysis of it at all. So they're salesmen. They're trying to promote their products that are going to make them money, and it has nothing to do with the quality of the gear. Like, they don't care if you don't get the quality results that you're looking for. They want to continue their careers by selling you crap. And also, when you browse the results on YouTube, you'll notice that all the negative or critical videos of certain gear or certain plugins are pushed to the bottom, and you have to really look for them. They're not at first sight at all. They squash them right at the bottom. The ones that are at the top results, when you look for hardware versus software plugins, for instance, it's always in favor of plugins. It's always trying to promote plugins of some sort or make it seem like they're equivalent or even better. It's completely dishonest, and they're just marketing to you, and it's not genuine in the slightest. There's also producers that are constantly name dropping certain pieces of software, like FabFilter, for instance, and it's pretty good, but it's not necessarily that much better than stock plugins. It's negligible, actually. It's so minute, the difference. The sound quality is exactly the same, but the interface is slightly better than, say, a Reaper stock plugin of a parametric EQ or something like that. But for the most part, it can all be accomplished with stock plugins, and you don't need to spend all that kind of money. It's just a waste of time and money and hardware processes as well. The stock plugins in Reaper, for instance, are extremely low CPU processes, and when you load up something like FabFilter, it's going to be 5-6 times the CPU processes. So when you start adding these up on a session, it's going to tax your system a lot more, and you're going to get glitches and bumps and buffering issues and stuff like that when you have 10-20 tracks of these going versus the stock plugins. So that's another way that they rip you off, is that instead of just saying this can easily be accomplished with stock plugins, they say, go buy FabFilter, or this is the best product I've ever used. And you try it, and it's actually not any better. So just watch out for people just dropping little plugs here and there. It's done on purpose. They're marketing to you. So I'd recommend that you start paying attention to people who have more honest reviews and are critical of certain pieces of gear, and even negative about certain pieces of gear that they should be. Those are the ones that you should be paying attention to and bumping those search results and subscribing to those people, because the people that are going to give you the honest, critical reviews are the ones that are going to save you money, save you time, and give you better results, because they're going to say, just don't waste your time with these plugins. Just go out and buy this, because you're just not going to accomplish what you're looking for, and just chase your tail. So just start appreciating the people who give you negative and critical reviews. Don't just subscribe to people who are just all sunshine and rainbows, and just they don't want to give you any sort of critical analysis of a piece of gear because they've been paid to keep their mouth shut on it. So just consider that the people giving you negative reviews are being more honest with you, and the people that are just constantly sunshine and rainbows about reviews, they are just sellouts and marketing to you. So they're trying to keep their business going, and that's fine. But I mean, honesty should be rewarded, and you're rewarding the wrong people by giving these people your attention, and not to the people who are being honest with you. So that's about all for this one. Have a good one. Thanks.